Have you known that what you do just 30 minutes after eating could secretly decide how long you live? As we get older, it's easy to focus on what we eat. Less sugar, more fiber, smaller portions. But what no one talks about enough is when we act and how our post-meal habits shape our longevity, just as much as our food choices do. That half hour after you eat, it's a crucial window. And if you're unknowingly making some of these 5 common mistakes during it, you may be putting unnecessary stress on your digestion, your heart, and your overall health without even realizing it. In this video, we're going to explore 5 things you should avoid doing 30 minutes after eating, if you want to age with strength, clarity, and energy. These aren't extreme rules or medical gimmicks. They're simple adjustments that help your body do what it's already trying to do: absorb, balance, and repair. Each of these small, quiet changes holds the power to protect your organs, improve your metabolism, and even reduce the risk of chronic disease over time. Stay tuned until the end, because understanding what not to do after meals could be the most powerful longevity tip you've never heard. And just one change today might add years to your life. Number 1, lying down right after eating. One of the most common mistakes people make after a meal, especially in the later years of life, is lying down too soon. It might seem harmless. After all, what could feel more natural than resting for a bit after a hearty lunch or dinner? But when you recline or lie flat within the first 30 minutes of eating, you're not helping your body relax. You're actually making its job much harder. You see, digestion is a gravity-dependent process. Your food moves downward through the esophagus and into the stomach, then continues its journey through the intestines. But when you lie down too soon, especially in a horizontal position, that downward flow is disrupted. The muscles responsible for pushing food through your system, particularly the lower esophageal sphincter, can weaken with age. And when you're lying flat, it becomes easier for stomach acid to flow backward into the esophagus. That's how acid reflux begins. And if you've experienced that burning sensation in your chest or throat after a nap or bedtime snack, you already know how uncomfortable and potentially damaging it can be. Over time, chronic acid reflux can lead to more than just discomfort. It wears away at the lining of your esophagus, contributes to inflammation, and increases your risk of esophageal problems down the line. But it doesn't stop there. When digestion is impaired, your body has to work harder to absorb nutrients. And when nutrients aren't properly absorbed, your energy, your immunity, even your brain health can start to suffer. I remember talking to Frank, a retired truck driver in his early 70s, who used to lie back in his recliner every afternoon after lunch. He said it helped his back and gave him a little break, but he kept having trouble with his throat and felt tired even after resting. When he started staying upright for just 30 minutes after each meal, the change was immediate. No more burning, better energy. His body wasn't fighting against itself anymore. It was finally being supported. It's not about denying yourself rest. You can still read, relax, or enjoy a conversation, but do it sitting up. Let gravity help your stomach do its work. And if you do want to lie down later, wait at least 30 minutes, ideally 60. Give your body time to get ahead of the process before you shift its position. This one simple habit may not seem like much, but over time, it can mean the difference between silent damage and steady healing. Supporting digestion isn't just about what you eat. It's about how you support your body after you eat. And the older we get, the more we need to respect those quiet systems inside us that are still working hard to keep us healthy. Number 2, taking a brisk walk or exercising too soon. There's a long-standing belief that walking right after a meal helps digestion. And while it's true that gentle movement can support blood flow and reduce sluggishness, there's a line that's easy to cross, especially if you're over 60 and your body doesn't bounce back the way it used to. Going for a brisk walk or jumping into any kind of physical activity too soon after eating might actually disrupt your digestion rather than help it. Here's why. After you eat, your body shifts into what's called the parasympathetic state, sometimes known as rest and digest. Blood flow is redirected toward your stomach and intestines, where it fuels the breakdown and absorption of nutrients. But if you start moving too quickly, especially with intensity, say a power walk, stairs, or light jogging, your body is forced to divert that blood flow away from digestion and back toward your muscles. In other words, your stomach and your legs start competing for the same resources. And that tug of war isn't good for either one. Your digestion slows down, leading to bloating, cramping, or a feeling of heaviness. At the same time, your muscles don't perform as efficiently. Because your fuel system is being interrupted mid-cycle, This gets even more important as you age. Because your circulatory system becomes less flexible over time, your heart works harder to respond to competing demands, and your insulin response, how your body manages blood sugar after eating, can become unstable. It's something we don't think about until it catches up to us. But these post-meal decisions compound over time. I knew a woman named Carol, 68 years old, who prided herself on staying active. She used to head straight out for a fast-paced walk after dinner every evening, thinking it was helping her stay in shape. But she started noticing that she was more tired afterward, not less. She felt a little dizzy, a little off, and couldn't understand why her stomach always felt tight. Once she shifted her routine, waiting 30 to 45 minutes before walking, everything changed. Her energy stabilized, her digestion improved, and she didn't feel worn out anymore. That doesn't mean you have to sit still like a statue after every meal. In fact, some light activity like clearing the dishes, swaying gently as you listen to music, or walking slowly around the house can be great. But the key word here is gentle. You want your movements to match your body's internal state. You want to work with your digestion, not against it. When in doubt, ask yourself how your body feels before moving. Are you still full? Do you feel your heart working? Is your breath calm? If you feel any tightness or strain, it might be your body's way of saying, give me a little more time. And giving it that time, just 30 minutes, can make a meaningful difference in how your body absorbs nutrients, balances blood sugar, and stores energy. Longevity isn't just about adding more movement. It's about adding the right kind of movement at the right time. After a meal, your body needs space to do what it's built to do. When you honor that process, you're not slowing down, you're moving forward with wisdom. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 2 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 3, drinking cold water in large amounts. It's a habit many of us picked up early in life, finishing a meal and immediately reaching for a tall glass of ice water. It feels refreshing, especially in the warmer months. But here's what most people don't realize: drinking large amounts of cold water right after eating can quietly disrupt digestion in ways that, over time, affect your energy, your immunity, and even your heart health. When you drink cold water, your body experiences a sudden shift in internal temperature. The stomach, already working hard to break down food, is forced to compensate for that sudden drop. Blood vessels in your digestive tract constrict. Enzymatic activity slows. Fats in your food, especially animal fats, start to solidify in cooler temperatures, making them harder to emulsify and absorb. And that means your body has to work harder and longer to extract the nutrients it needs. Now, for a younger person with a robust metabolism, this might not seem like a big deal. But for older adults, those in their 60s, 70s, and beyond, the digestive system becomes more sensitive with time. It doesn't process things as quickly or efficiently. And when cold water interrupts that process, it leads to slower gastric emptying, increased bloating, and nutrient loss. Over time, it can also interfere with the gut's ability to regulate healthy bacteria, one of the cornerstones of immune strength as we age. I remember Sam, a 74-year-old former steelworker, who used to keep a thermos of ice water on the table at every meal. He thought it was helping him stay hydrated, but he often felt full for hours, had occasional stomach cramps, and struggled with fatigue in the afternoons. When he switched to sipping warm or room temperature water with meals, everything changed. His digestion improved. He felt lighter. His energy returned. It didn't feel like a sacrifice, it felt like relief. It's important to understand that water itself is not the problem. In fact, hydration is crucial after eating. It helps transport nutrients and supports the movement of food through your intestines. The issue is temperature and timing. Cold water right after a meal creates friction in a system that needs flow. And drinking too much of it at once, especially when your stomach is full, puts extra pressure on an already busy organ. So what's the better approach? Sip slowly. Choose room temperature or warm liquids. Herbal teas like chamomile, ginger, or peppermint can be especially supportive after meals. They relax the digestive tract and reduce gas and bloating. Even a few sips of warm lemon water can work wonders for easing your system into post-meal processing. Small adjustments like this might not make headlines, but over weeks and months, they create a more efficient, more balanced inner world, one that's better equipped to fight inflammation, absorb essential vitamins, and keep your heart and brain functioning at their best. Remember, the way we treat our digestion reflects how we treat the rest of our body. If we rush it, overwhelm it, or ignore its cues, we pay the price. But if we nourish it, protect it, and give it what it needs, it rewards us not just with better digestion, but with better life. Number 4, taking a shower or bath immediately after eating. For many people, especially in the later years of life, a warm shower after a meal can feel like a moment of comfort, a way to relax the body, soothe the joints, or prepare for the rest of the day. But what most don't realize is that stepping into a shower or bath too soon after eating may quietly interfere with your body's ability to digest and absorb the very nutrients you need to stay strong and healthy. Here's what happens inside your body. After a meal, your digestive system becomes the command center. Blood is redirected to your stomach, liver, pancreas, and intestines to support the complex process of breaking down food, absorbing nutrients, and processing glucose. But the moment you step into warm or hot water, your skin begins to demand more blood flow. Your body, trying to regulate its temperature, shifts circulation toward the surface. That means less blood is available to support digestion exactly when your body needs it the most. This redistribution of blood might seem minor, but for older adults whose circulatory systems are no longer as flexible or efficient, it can cause subtle yet meaningful consequences. Poor digestion, nausea, a sudden drop in energy. Over time, this repeated stress on your digestive organs can reduce nutrient absorption and place strain on your cardiovascular system. It's something many people never connect, but once they do, the change is striking. I once spoke with Helen, a 76-year-old former school teacher who had the habit of showering right after dinner. She thought it helped her sleep better, but she was waking up at night with discomfort, indigestion, and occasional bloating. When her doctor suggested waiting 30 to 45 minutes after meals before bathing, she noticed a big shift. Her sleep improved. Her digestion smoothed out. She felt more at ease in her body. This doesn't mean you have to avoid bathing after meals entirely. It's about when you do it. Giving your body that 30-minute window allows your internal systems to focus on what's most urgent, processing your food before redirecting resources elsewhere. In fact, even a short delay can help your body stay balanced and avoid the digestive confusion that comes with multitasking systems. If you're someone who enjoys relaxing after meals, consider alternatives that don't pull blood away from your core. Sit quietly by a window. Listen to soft music. Read something calming. These practices still provide peace and comfort without interrupting the healing work your body's doing inside. A warm bath or shower can still be part of your routine, but let it be a reward, not a reflex. Give your body a chance to digest before you wash. That patience, that small act of respect, is one more way you care for the systems that are caring for you. If you're still watching this video and finding these insights valuable, please comment number 4 below to let me know you're here. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I recommend you subscribe and turn on the bell so you don't miss any videos. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Now let's move forward. Number 5, engaging in stress or problem solving right after eating. It's easy to overlook what happens in our minds during the first 30 minutes after a meal. You've eaten, you feel full, maybe a little sluggish, and without thinking, you pick up your phone, read a concerning email, start reviewing your bills, or begin a heavy conversation with a family member. But what seems like a normal part of everyday life can, in fact, have powerful consequences on your body's ability to rest, repair, and protect you as you age. You see, digestion isn't just a physical process. It's deeply tied to your nervous system. When you eat, your body's meant to be in a parasympathetic state, also called rest and digest. But the moment you introduce stress, whether it's financial worry, family conflict, or even a crossword puzzle that gets your heart racing, your body flips the switch into fight or flight. That stress state floods your system with cortisol and adrenaline. And those hormones do exactly what they're designed to do. They shut down digestion to conserve energy for survival. The result: slowed metabolism, gas, bloating, and blood sugar spikes. And over time, if this stress pattern repeats after every meal, the effects become cumulative. The pancreas gets overworked trying to manage insulin. The stomach stops absorbing nutrients efficiently. And your immune system weakens because it's being asked to process meals in the midst of emotional storms. I once met a man named Thomas, 80 years old, who had developed a habit of going through his mail while eating lunch. Bills, medical notices, and legal paperwork became part of his daily meal routine. He thought he was being efficient, but he started noticing he was feeling worse. not better after meals. His energy dropped. His stomach was unsettled. His doctor couldn't find a clear cause. But once Thomas began eating without distractions and gave himself 30 minutes after meals before opening his mail or making important phone calls, the difference was night and day. He wasn't just digesting his food better, he was digesting life more peacefully too. The emotional state you're in after a meal shapes more than your mood, it shapes your health. It's okay to solve problems, have discussions, or respond to life's demands. But timing matters. Give yourself a window, just half an hour, where your only task is to breathe, digest, and be present. The world can wait. Your health cannot. Instead of stimulation, choose softness. Instead of problem solving, choose presence. Instead of conflict, choose quiet. That space doesn't just serve your digestion, it serves your heart, your brain, and your peace of mind. And in the long run, that peace becomes one of your most powerful tools for staying well. The choices you make after eating don't need to be perfect. They just need to be thoughtful. Because what you do in those quiet moments, those small everyday decisions, can decide how long and how well you live. Final thoughts. As we wrap up today's video, I want to remind you of something simple but powerful: the little things you do after each meal don't just affect how you feel in the moment, they shape the future of your health. What stood out to you the most? Which of these 5 habits have you been overlooking without realizing the toll they've been taking? We all want to live longer, but more than that, we want to live better. We want clarity in our minds, strength in our bodies, and peace in our routines. And the truth is, you don't need a special diet or fancy supplements to start that journey. Sometimes it's about the small decisions. Not lying down too quickly, not rushing into activity, and not overloading your body with too much, too fast. It's easy to say, I've done it this way for years. But the beauty of awareness is that it lets you try something different, something kinder, something smarter. You don't have to change everything overnight. Pick one habit. Try it after your next meal. Give your body that time, that space, that breath of relief it's been asking for. And if it helps, keep going. Because with every quiet choice you make to support your digestion, your circulation, your hormones, you're also supporting your brain, your energy, your sleep, your longevity. You're telling your body, I'm still taking care of you. And that simple act of self-respect adds up in ways you can't always see, but you'll surely feel. You've lived a long life. You've seen trends come and go. But real wisdom comes from noticing what truly works and trusting that simple rhythms, done consistently, can give you more years, more energy, and more peace. Thank you for joining us today. We'd love to hear from you. Leave a comment below and share one thing you learned today and how you plan to use it in your life. Your thoughts are important to us, so don't hesitate to share them. Reading your comments gives us great motivation and encouragement. If you enjoyed this video and found it helpful, please like, subscribe, and share. Your support helps us continue creating good content to inform and inspire you. Thanks for watching, and we look forward to seeing you in the next video.